Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about 6 things universe wants you to know. I have a special message from the source. Yesterday I got inspired, so I started writing things down and so many interesting things came out, and I want to share that with you because this is so important. Because often I see people are dealing with certain painful situations and they don't know why those things are happening, why we are constantly re-experiencing something painful. It may be painful when it comes to our emotional sensation, it may be painful when it comes to dealing with certain beliefs or certain events which are not supporting our belief system or whatever it is. We may recognize that we only change our behavior when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. And in the words of Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend, they said that consequences give us the pain that motivates us to change. But I always think that when we start seeking to be more creative, we actually automatically plug ourselves into the greater flow of creation, and that's where we actually stay away from those painful events and we become greater observers of the events. So events are not painful anymore, events are just events and we are just observers, and we can decide how we will respond to what is happening. And through our creative imagination we can always get inspired by what is happening to create greater changes without even plugging ourselves to pain. So what are the 6 things I want to share today with you? The first one is that your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. And this is so amazing because you are the one which needs to see your worth. You need to recognize your value because nobody else can tell you how worthy you are. Because even if I would tell you, you are worthy enough, you're worthy enough, it will still not change much until you will see yourself that way. So your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. But you must see your worth, you must see your value. So every single day, take time to recognize how valuable you are, recognize how amazing you are, how worthy you are. And if you're wondering how to feel worthy, what it means to feel worthy, it means that you feel you are enough. You don't need to change for anyone. Every time you want to change, you're doing that for yourself because you want to tap maybe deeper into greatest potentials, but you're not doing that for certain approval from somebody. Recognize that everything you're doing for yourself, and if you're not doing things for yourself, well, it's time to make changes. Make sure that what you're doing at the first place, you're doing that for yourself. At the second place, you may want to do that because you want to be an example maybe to people around you, to inspire them to be a better human or whatever it is. So to find your value means that you stop seeking approval in people around you and you actually start appreciating who you actually are, who you truly are. So pay attention to yourself and start valuing yourself more, not based on other opinions about you, but on your opinion about you. So upgrade that opinion. Everything comes from the self-image, so upgrade that self-image. You are worthy and you are enough. So remind yourself every single time, every single moment, every single day that you are enough until it becomes your program, until it becomes your belief. Beliefs are made by consistent repetition of certain thoughts, so make sure that being worthy is your mindset, is your state of being, and is your belief. It is coming from you. So start listening more of that and you will see a great change will happen within you. The second thing I want to mention here is to stop chasing things, start attracting them. This is a huge shift in our vibrational field, you know, the electromagnetic field, which is emanated by our bodies. When we learn to emanate the energy of our future, we stop chasing our future. Remember the quote, "Stop chasing the butterflies, take care of your inner garden and butterflies will come." It means that you take care of your internal state of being, you take care of your mindset, of your perception, you elevate your emotions, and suddenly things just find you. How often it happened to you that when you've started appreciating what you have and you've started elevating your emotional body with gratitude, with appreciation, with joy, maybe you've started doing more things you love to do, and suddenly you've started experiencing more synchronicities and more reasons why to be joyful, more reasons why to be grateful. It's because you've changed your energy, you've stopped chasing things, you've started attracting them. This is a huge shift we need to remind ourselves to do, because as we are moving from that 3D point of consciousness to the 5D point of consciousness, we'll recognize that the biggest difference is in our approach to our goals, to our visions for the future, to our needs and what we actually want to experience and what we feel we need to experience. We recognize that we actually don't need to chase anything. We just need to plug ourselves to the vibration of that thing, and that's where we start attracting it. So firstly, of course, it requires us to go all in. It requires us to educate ourselves about maybe about people which already have the things you want to have or already do the things you want to do, to see how they are behaving, how they are thinking, what kind of beliefs they developed, to recognize what you need to let go of and what you need to let in more, so you can make those shifts, or maybe we could say those paradigm shifts, so you can elevate your vibration. Stop chasing things and start attracting them. It means that you see your future and you learn to sense it. You start doing things which will bring you towards that potential future. You ask yourself every time you have a free time, every time you do something, you ask yourself, will this bring me closer to my future? Is this supporting the version of myself I want to become? Is this supportive to me? And if the answer is no, well, seek for changes, seek what can you change, so you can plug yourself to that vibration where you start attracting it once again. This is truly powerful, and if you would like to see more videos just on that, let me know in the comments below and we can talk much more about it. The third thing the universe wants you to know is that expressing your internal tension honestly and authentically will help you to realign your energy and let go of what blocks it. So there's actually a beautiful saying by Maya Angelou, a wonderful poet, which wrote, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." So we see that every time something happens to us, we are changed, right? We have new memories, we have new experiences, we have some new information, we went through many different things, so we are changed because of events that are happening to us. But to be reduced by it or not is our choice, how we will approach what is happening in our lives. And a great help to release the internal tension which may be caused because of different events, because of different people in our lives, a great solution to that is to learn to honestly and authentically express that tension without any without complaining. It doesn't mean that you start complaining what you feel, but you just start expressing it, maybe to people which understand you, which feel you, and you become more honest. And when you feel down, you just express it. You say, well, I'm going through it, I'm feeling that way. And you express it in your own authentic way. You're not sharing certain beliefs like that person is bad and that's why I feel that way. You tell it completely authentically because you're speaking it from your inner self. And if you can't find nobody with whom you could connect on that soul level, journaling will help you as well. Even if you have people around you which understand you, sometimes we just don't know what we feel, we just can't put it into words. So journaling will always help us to firstly let go of the thoughts, maybe toxic thoughts, to let go of those thinking patterns so we can release the mind, so we can let go of that overthinking. And every time we let go of that overthinking, we may recognize that also our body will feel lighter, because mind is always triggering emotions. Mind is triggering the body. And then emotions are just activating more thoughts which could reaffirm why we feel the way we feel. So that's the infinite cycle, but we can break it by calming down our mind, calming down our brain, and journaling will help you to let go, to pull out certain thoughts which are not serving you anymore and you don't want to think them anymore. You pull them out honestly and authentically, write them down, you will see it in front of you, and suddenly you will realize what was going on in your life. You will realize that whatever happened maybe changed you, but not reduced you. You know that when we are changed but not reduced, we actually gain wisdom from those experiences, and then we can decide what will we do with that wisdom. We know that many people are going through hard moments, that maybe similar moments we went through. Maybe we could share that wisdom, maybe we could help somebody. We can decide then what we'll do, and it's always rewarding. When we start sharing what we've learned, it's always rewarding. So remind yourself, expressing your inner tension honestly and authentically will help you to realign your vibration and let go of what blocks it. So powerful. When I've learned that, it changed everything. It changed everything in my life. Now I'm always journaling. I'm always having those deep conversations with Maya or with my friends if I need anything, or if I feel like I need to, get closer to, I need to clarify something in my mind or whatever it is. Sometimes, before we even say a word, we receive a download of a certain insights or certain realization. So it's truly powerful. The fourth thing the universe wants you to know is that do not limit yourself with the yesterday struggles. See lessons and apply them in your daily life. That's how you will overcome the struggles. You will overcome the challenges by seeing lessons in them and applying what you've learned. So finding the lessons in challenges and struggles can take us a lot of time. Sometimes it can take us days, sometimes it can take us even weeks or months or even years. So more we start paying attention to the lessons, less we will be judging what is happening. So you see, we are going back from the judgmental state to the state of an observer. An observer is always beyond the mind and body. Observer is observing what is happening in the mind, so he can find reasons why his body feels the way it feels. And this is so powerful, my friends. When you start looking into your future, often you may realize that you are looking into your future through the limitations of your past, right? And if you truly want to see the greatest potentials in your future, you can only look into it from the present moment. And that's where we recognize how limited we actually are, not because of the present moment and present situations, but because of all the baggage we are carrying in our backpacks from our past experiences. So we need to learn to forgive to ourselves, to people around us. We need to learn to let it go. Just, release it. Identify what is blocking you, identify what is bothering you, and let it go. Let it go and move on. So certain practices which can help you to become more present, like meditation, journaling, again, grounding yourself, imagining how your spine is expanding its roots into the core of the earth, and you just ground yourself. You can find guided meditations on my channel to do that. And just ground yourself into the present moment, and suddenly you will recognize how beautiful this moment is, how abundant this moment is, how wide and expanded this moment is, and you will recognize how much you were limited, not by this moment, but by what happened in your past. And that's where we start appreciating everything we went through, because you are the person you are today, because your past has shaped you. Your past has created you. So do not blame it, appreciate it, because there's so much you can give now. There's so much you can create with all the wisdom you've gained through your past experiences. It's a whole another approach to it, right? So do not limit yourself with the yesterday struggles. The fifth thing the universe wants you to know is to clarify your boundaries, so you can reinvest your energy into what is the most meaningful to you. This is also life-changing, my friends. To set boundaries in your life, you firstly need to clarify them. Where you're losing the most of your energy, what is draining the most of your energy. It doesn't mean that you need to quit all of that. Some things you may need to quit. Some things you may find out you just don't want to do that anymore. Certain toxic patterns, toxic habits, maybe smoking, drinking, whatever you will find. But sometimes we find people in our lives which may appear as toxic people, but we know that we still need to spend some time with them. It may be your boss, your coworkers, maybe your family members, whatever you can find. You may recognize that setting boundaries can protect a lot of your energy, which you can use later for investing into what is more meaningful to you. And eventually you will change the circumstances. Eventually you will attract new people to you, and people which are just not aligned with you anymore will automatically let go, will just disappear. So do not waste your energy too much with complaining how bad certain situations are or how toxic certain people are, but set boundaries. Say how much of your time you're willing to invest into those certain people, or when to say no, for example. We need to learn to say no when we feel that a certain thing or event is just not resonating with us. So learn to say no. And recognize how much time you're willing to spend with certain people. You will see, if you will say, okay, I'm going on a meeting with that person, even if I maybe don't like that person, I'm willing to invest 30 minutes into that conversation, and let's see what happens. In the 30 minutes, you will not, waste all of your energy, or you will not feel completely drained. So you may recognize that at the end, you will feel completely differently as you would feel if you would not set the boundaries. So pay attention to that, and you will recognize that you will start to have much more energy to invest it into what's the most meaningful to you. And if you're wondering how to invest the energy into what's the most meaningful to you. You know, with your focus, with your attention, with your actions, you will be able to do more things you love to do more things you actually want to. Maybe you want to make a job out of your hobbies. Maybe you want to make a living out of what you love to do, and you always feel like you don't have energy to do that. You don't have energy because you haven't clarified your boundaries, at what parts of your life or what areas of your life you need to set them so you can protect or save more of your energy for what is more meaningful to you. So powerful. And the sixth, the last thing I want to mention, the universe wants you to know, is that great things are done by series of small steps. Isn't that great? You know, as seeds of nature are programmed to grow, so are you. The only difference is that the seed of an apple tree will grow into an apple tree, but you can grow into anything humans are capable of. If we start consistently redirecting our focus and attention into our wanting potentials, we'll start growing in those areas. This is our most amazing power. We can grow into anything by focusing and directing our attention into that wanting potential. And then a series of small steps will lead us to greatness. So I've learned that through sports. I've learned that if I want to become good at certain sport, I will need to, every single day do something which will bring me towards my vision, towards where I want to be. And I've learned that, every single day, if we practice, we become. We always become what we are practicing to be. But most people are just practicing to be distracted. Most people are just practicing to think negatively. Most people are just practicing to complain. But if we go all in into what we want to create, we will recognize that slowly we are walking towards greatness. And that's a powerful realization. So whatever you're working on, if every single day you make some small steps, you may not see results yet, but eventually you will get there. Eventually results will start finding you, and eventually you will become better at it, and eventually you will feel better about it, and eventually you will become it. You will become that version of yourself, which right now may be just a dream. You are tapping into the potential by consistently directing your focus and attention into it, and that's so amazing. So keep it up. Make sure that you're letting go more and more of what is not supporting that vision of your future, and make sure that you're directing more of your focus and more of your attention into that wanting potential. And baby steps will lead you to greatness. This is it for today, my friends. I will leave you here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with us. And I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. See you in the next one. One love.